What's going on, champs and champettes? It's FireMonkey here, and in today's YouTube video we have to talk about a lot of items set to actually release in the near future for Fortnite. Now, I have a huge list of items from the current season, so there is a chance that I'm going to mention something that has already released. However, I'm going to try to filter out certain items if I remember the name, and I know they're currently in the loot pool, so there might be one or two stragglers here and there that are already enabled in the game, but most of the things we're going to be talking about are things that are going to be upcoming that you can't currently find in the game, or they're not currently in the files, and we have a lot of stuff that is set to be returning old items with small little mythic gimmicks here and there, some of which we've actually already seen them do before. So firstly, when it comes to the items, we have some certain things that are just kind of like prototype items, like an unscoped sniper prototype. Nothing's probably going to happen with that, but it's still interesting to see. That might have been what they used for the toggleable like zoom sniper we currently have in the game that people have been having a lot of graphical glitches with. But when it comes to actual items that are set to actually get added to the game that are brand new, we have the shotgun plus SMG combo. Now, I forget the actual name of it. I know it has two different names in the files that are technically official. One was just like an early dev name, but it is going to be an item that is both a shotgun on one hand and an SMG in the other, and you'll be able to use that in one item slot. That is set to come very, very soon, which is exciting to actually see, and they did accidentally enable it in Team Rumble when the season first came out, so there's a chance that you or someone you know might have actually had the chance to play with it for a tiny bit of time. However, when it comes to a majority of the upcoming items we don't already know about, like the whole entire, rocket ram drill thing, we already know that's coming to the game and stuff, it gets pretty interesting because the black markets are actually set to sell unique gimmicky items that you'll be able to buy with the dill coins, as you can see right here, or the dill bits, when they actually get updated, and they're actually set to release in certain update intervals. So I'll talk about those first, and then I'll talk about any other ones that actually aren't set to be sold by the black market yet, but are mentioned in the files. So firstly, we have on V34.10, aka the next update, Skillet set to sell a rocket jump rocket launcher, which is going to be like a normal rocket launcher. However, if you shoot it at your feet or you jump and shoot it at your feet, you'll be able to not take damage but actually use it to jump around. So you can use it as a great mobility item, or you could use it like a normal rocket launcher and actually deal damage to other players. I'm unsure if it's also going to rocket jump the players you deal damage to, but it is at least interesting to see them kind of adding that gimmick into the actual rocket launcher itself. And then when it comes to Joss, she is going to be selling two different things: a collateral damage assault rifle that has an unknown special effect to it. We currently don't know what it's going to be, because in the files it's just kind of labeled as _X, and that is kind of like their placeholder name for, oh hey, this is going to have like a special gimmick to it. So that is something you can kind of keep your eyes out for as well. But she is also going to sell the slap juice cannon, which is going to look like the whole entire like bandage bazooka and those other cannons that we've had in the game. However, instead of giving you health or instead of giving you slurp, it's going to give you the slap effect when you actually use it, which is pretty interesting. And then Keisha Cross is actually going to give you two different things. We're going to get a tracker heavy impact sniper rifle, meaning that when you shoot someone with the heavy impact, it's going to leave a little red diamond marker on the map to show you exactly where they are. Maybe it'll ping nearby enemies like we've seen with tracker weapons and augments and stuff before, but that is one thing she'll be selling in that update. And then also a stink version of the hunting rifle, also known as the stink rifle. How that one's going to work is just like a normal hunting rifle. You'll be able to shoot it, but wherever the bullet lands, it's going to have the stink cloud actually happen that you get with like stink grenades and stuff that deals damage to players. So let's say someone is kind of bunkering up trying to hide in their build, you could shoot that wall with the stink rifle and actually manage to deal damage to them without breaking the wall or anything like that, which is pretty interesting to actually see. And then when we go to the next game update after that, V34.20, it appears that they're going to rotate the black market dills to have even more unique gimmicks as well. Skillet, for example, is set to sell two different items, one being an explosive mammoth pistol, which is the normal mammoth pistol we've already seen in the game. However, whenever you shoot it, it'll work like the explosive rifle and stuff we've had before, where it'll actually explode wherever the bullet impacts and deal explosive damage to nearby players, which is pretty interesting. And then a slap juice effect twin fire auto shotgun. Now, to explain how that one is going to work, basically think about it how whenever you're shooting the gun, or maybe whenever you reload or something like that, you actually have the slap effect enabled on yourself. Now, we've kind of seen this done before, so one way it could potentially work is whenever you have it equipped in your hand, you have infinite sprint. That is one way you could definitely see it actually functioning in the game, but it is something to kind of keep in mind because they're bringing that gimmick back. However, from Joss in the V34.20 update, we're going to be getting two different mythics from her as well, one of which is an unknown effect hollow twister assault rifle. Now, looking at my notes and everything, trying to figure out what it does, I can't really find a description. I've seen some descriptions for some things, but one thing it most likely is actually going to be an accelerant exotic twister assault rifle, because that has been worked on as well, which is basically basically an assault rifle that whenever you damage a player, it will give you faster fire rate and allow you to move faster with that weapon for around like 5 seconds as long as you keep dealing damage to players. So if you guys have ever used the high-stat accelerant shotgun, it works like that, but instead it's going to be an assault rifle form, which is pretty exciting to actually see. And then we have ourselves Keisha Cross's items that are going to be sold in the update. One is going to be a mark and execute sniper rifle. Now, I'm completely unfamiliar with what this one does. I think the marking part could be like that tracker rifle. However, the execute part makes me a little confused. Is it going to like shoot them and mark them on the map, but it's also going to deal a little bit of like damage to them, or like what's going on with it? So I'll leave that as a little bit of a comment question of the day for you guys. Figure out in the comments down below what the mark and execute rifle is set to actually do in the game. But we're also set to get an unknown effect sticky grenade launcher. Now, looking at my notes and trying to find any other mention of the sticky grenade launcher has kind of failed, so I'm unfamiliar with what it could potentially be. Maybe it's going to be like a wall breaker one where it does more damage to the walls or something. Maybe it's going to be one that kind of like splits itself into multiple sticky grenades after the first one explodes. Who really knows? But that is something to kind of keep you guys guessing and keep you updated on as we get more updates. But then in V34.30, we're not really going to have any new weapons set to be added in that. It's mainly going to be a mix of the first and second updates to the game. However, in V34.40, we're going to get those items that we talked about yesterday getting unvaulted, such as the shield breaker EMP and business turret. Now, in terms of some of the other things that were worked on in the files that could come out later this season or might get scrapped, we have stuff like the Gilded Eye exotic drum gun. Now, I have no clue what this drum gun's going to do. It seems to be related to gold. It seems to be related to like Outlaw Midas's special drum gun or something. So maybe Gilded Eye means whoever you eliminate is going to actually drop more bars, or maybe it's like whenever you scope in with it or something, they have a chance of dropping more bars. I got no clue, but that is one of the weapons to actually kind of keep your eyes out for, because it is something that is set to release in the near future. And then we also have a Blink Mag exotic shotgun plus SMG. So this is the shotgun and SMG that you like dual weld that we talked about at the start of the video. It'll be getting a mythic version that is going to be the same dual weld aspect, but instead of having it just, you know, a normal dual weld SMG and shotgun, whenever you reload, you'll be able to get the 0-point dash effect and blink forwards, which is going to be interesting to actually see. I'm interested to see if you'll just be able to get it from like the dark or like the black market, you know, the vaults and everything else, how they're actually going to end up releasing it. But I think I'll have a lot of fun with that, because I do like those little blink mag SMGs and stuff we've had before in the game. And then in terms of everything else, there isn't really much. I think I've already mentioned like the slap cannon, which is supposed to be like the whole entire like slap juice but in cannon form, and then the slap chug jug, which is set to release in the near future as well. But yeah, they're going to be releasing a lot of new items as well as old items with unique little gimmicks added onto it in the near future, and I think that's going to be a nice way to keep the game feeling a little bit more fresh, because it's an item we're already familiar with, like a hunting rifle, but it gets an added small gimmick here and there that actually makes it still have a little bit of a learning curve to it, where you get to learn a little bit of a new way to actually use that weapon and make it a little bit strategic for yourself. And as a little bit of an added bonus, if you watched it all the way to the end of this video, I forgot to mention this in yesterday's video, but we're also going to be getting armored walls unvaulted. I know we technically have some things here and there that kind of count as armored walls, but armored walls themselves haven't actually been enabled in the game this season, and those are set to come in the near future as well. So kind of keep your eyes out for that, right? If you want to go ahead and make a little like troll video or something like you guys have done before, where you just mess around with someone, lock them in an armored wall, just heaven or whatever you want to do there, that is something you can definitely plan for in the future. But it is interesting to see a decent amount of content already being prepared at the start of the season. I just hope they don't do what they've done in some previous seasons, like the team squad healing burst items and stuff like that they had before, where it gets worked on, it gets prototyped. They even had like a flamethrower at one point that was prototyped with fireflies as the ammo, and then it just never gets released, right? I hope that doesn't happen and we actually get to see a lot more of these gimmicky items added to the game for the lava season. But until next time, hope you champs and champions enjoyed today's YouTube video. Tomorrow we'll be talking about upcoming medallions in the game, because even though we have 2 enabled right now, there is around like 3 to 4 more you can be expecting, so it's going to be something exciting to actually see. So I'll keep you updated on all of that, but until next time, I'll catch you champs and champions later with another upload. So until then, peace out.